Evidence before the Royal Commission on Indian Currency and Finance on 15th December 1925. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, Barrister at Law, called and examined. 1. Chairman, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, you are a barrister at law, and you have been kind enough to furnish the Commission with a memorandum in which your recommendations as regards the Indian currency system are set forth in detail. I think you have also been nominated as one of the representatives of the Institute of Social and Political Science. Yes. Whose opinions have been set forth in another memorandum? Yes, that is so. I understand that you are a close student of these questions. One was 2 years before, but since I have been practicing, of course, I have not been able to give sufficient attention to the very recent developments in currency, and so probably my facts and figures might sometimes be rather out of date. But I should be able to tackle any point from the theoretical side of the subject, I presume. You have been a student of political science? I was a professor at the Sydenham College of Science for 2 years, and I have written a book on the problem of the rupee. I should like to ask you a few questions to elucidate a few individual contributions which you make to the subject in the course of your memorandum. In subparagraph 1 of paragraph 2, you commence with the statement, a pure gold standard is stable because the value of gold in circulation is so large, and so on. What are you referring to as a pure gold standard in that connection? A pure gold standard means a gold currency as a standard of value, a currency consisting of gold, largely, supplemented by some form of token currency. By some form of token currency, yes. Insofar as your opinion is based on experience, can you infer to any instance in which a country has had a gold standard system with a large proportion of the circulation consisting of gold coins? I may refer, for instance, to a country like Germany, and barring, for instance, the deposit of currency in England, I should also cite the case of England. In both these cases, we must recognize that the actual proportion of the circulating medium which consisted of gold was comparatively small. May I say just one thing? What I want to emphasize there is that the new additions to the supply are so small in comparison with the existing value in circulation that the new supply does not make much difference to the price level. That is what I really want to say there is in that paragraph. But when you have a currency which is merely regulated by the will of the issuer may add a new supply to the existing stock of such an amount that he may disturb the price level once established. The new conditions there referred to are, I take it, the increment of currency rendered necessary by the regular expansion. No, I simply say production of the mines when I talk of new additions to the gold supply. Then you are dwelling there upon the feature that the annual additions to the quantity of gold in the world are so small that it does not cause any upheaval in the price level to any appreciable extent. In what respect does that serve to distinguish between any form of currency where the internal unit is related to stability to gold? I do not quite follow. In what respect does the circumstance as to the small proportionate annual addition to the world's gold supply to which you refer serve to distinguish, as regards this matter of stability, between a currency based upon gold in circulation and a currency based upon the gold exchange standard? That is the second part of your paragraph. There I say that when you start with a certain given price level and if your issue of a new currency is entirely dependent upon the will of the issuer, then he may add such a volume of currency to the existing stock that he may disturb the price level materially. There is nothing to prevent him from doing that. May I give, for instance, an illustration? Finance. Suppose a government was bankrupt and it wanted to finance certain of its departments. Then it can very easily issue, for instance, a token currency of any sort and add to the existing value of the currency as almost all the belligerent countries have done. The end.